Coming up, an Eastern Kentucky Marine is laid to rest.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. A final farewell for an Eastern Kentucky Marine. Corporal Jacob Moore died during a NATO military training exercise in Norway last month. A long procession escorted the 24-year-old to his final resting place today in Grayson. There, he was given the highest honor of a 21-gun salute and a military flyover. As Emily Bennett reports, the community filled the cemetery to say their final goodbyes to a true hometown hero.
The final farewell to a hero.
It's hard to think about him and not want to cry. I mean, it's very difficult.
Family, friends, first responders, and fellow Marines escorting Corporal Jacob Moore to his final resting place here at the Kentucky Veterans Memorial Cemetery Northeast.
This is a special place, a sacred place, and it's very appropriate that he's among the rest of the heroes that are here.
The cemetery full of a community honoring one of their own for the life of service that was cut too short.
We want his family to know that the people they see here today, that's just a drop in the bucket of the people who are thinking of our fallen comrade today.
Veteran Raymond Hurst has seen countless military funerals, each time feeling as though he lost part of his family.
That's the way all of us feel as one of our family. When a family member dies, it hurts.
Senator Robin Webb filled with pride to be a part of honoring the service and ultimate sacrifice of Corporal Moore.
How thankful I am to live here and represent this area, because it's the heart of America and it's the heart of the nation.
The community stood in silence, tears falling as Corporal Moore received the highest honor.
Brings out the best of us, and it's a shame that we have to lose someone like Corporal Moore to do that. And we should be thankful and patriotic and honor our citizens every day.
A true testament to the life of service and sacrifice Corporal Moore lived. Emily Bennett, WYMT Mountain News.
The family hopes everyone will continue to remember and honor Jacob through tributes and displays. A scholarship has also been set up in his honor through Kentucky Farmers Bank. Brenda Maynard was just 15 years old when she died in a car accident over the weekend in Martin County. It happened early Sunday morning on Old Kentucky Route 3, also known as Rock Castle Road in Inez. Several close friends of Maynard said they were in disbelief when they heard the news, saying it still does not feel real. The group of friends met back in middle school or early high school and say Maynard's friendship meant the world to them, a constant bright light in their lives.
So all I thought about was just hugging her one last time.
And I feel like that would be a hug where you would not let go.
Ever.
The superintendent of Martin County Schools says they will be having extra counselors available for when students return from spring break. A new study on handgun carrying suggests early intervention may be needed for rural young adults. Researchers used data from 2,000 people who self-reported handgun use. The study showed those who chose to arm themselves started carrying young, around 12 years old. Authors wrote that young adults in rural areas were more likely to carry guns than their urban counterparts. Authors continue to recommend programs to teach gun safety to youth. We are finding more allocations for entities in our region in the state budget. Eastern Kentucky University President David McFadden confirms there is money in the budget for a new model lab school that would be constructed on campus. Model has more than 700 students in grades K through 12 and boasts a 98% graduation rate and high college bound rate. McFadden says the target to get the new model school built and open is 2025. Today, Governor Andy Beshear announced that an emergency project to repair the Brent Spence Bridge in northern Kentucky has been named the National Project of the Year. That project won the award for projects under $20 million, named by the American Society of Highway Engineers. It was repaired after a fiery semi crash in November of 2020. Bashir says the state and the Ohio Department of Transportation are now focused on building a companion bridge to the Brent Spence without tolls.
A rather cloudy evening around the mountains. We've actually seen a few showers come out of those clouds as we've gone through later on in the night tonight. We'll continue to see those showers push through overnight. This is just round one of at least 3 we've got to deal with before all is said and done, at least for the early part of the week. And unfortunately, it could end with a few strong storms. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But outside right now, high-knob camera UVA-wise, well, you can't see a whole lot, but you can see the lights on campus there. The clouds continue. Downtown Whitesburg, it's dry right now, sitting at 57. That's not too far away from where we should be for highs this time of year. Highs today got into the low to middle 60s around the region, right about where we should be, so not too far off. Temperatures remain in the 50s out there right now, so it is a mild evening. Showers scattered about. Not everybody's seeing rain, not all of that even reaching the ground, but if you do, you might get in on a few of those showers, and you see we're not done after this. More developing back into portions of West Kentucky, from the Bowling Green area up toward Owensboro and back toward Paducah. So as we head through the night tonight, scattered showers will be off and on. Lows in the upper 40s to right around 50, so not too much left to drop as we head into tonight. I've got the latest on when showers continue, when we could see more showers, and when some strong storms could return to the forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. Russian forces are moving out of areas around Kyiv, allowing Ukraine to take those areas back. We talked to a senior lecturer at the University of Kentucky. He says Russia committed atrocities against Ukraine by killing some civilians and says right now it looks like Russia could be losing some steam.
I think definitely they are moving to more defensible positions and positions that are less strung out. I think it's certainly possible that we will see renewed offensives when the Russians have regrouped a little bit and when the ground has dried out so it's not as muddy.
President Zelensky described Mariupol and other Russian-controlled cities as a, quote, humanitarian disaster. Since the start of the pandemic, flu cases have gone down significantly, but health officials in eastern Kentucky are urging some caution as we are starting to see a late-season spike in cases across the Commonwealth. WYMT's Zach Hawk reports.
Data from a recent report shows that influenza cases are currently widespread across the Commonwealth. Kentucky River District Public Health Director Scott Lockard said this springtime spike in cases is unusual.
The flu season would run from starting typically in October in a normal year and be really tapering down by February, March of a normal flu year.
In eastern Kentucky, Pike County had the largest spike, with 46 new lab-confirmed cases, bringing the seasonal total to 247 for the county.
It's usually a more steady flow. Starting in late fall. I looked at 2019, for example, when we had 1,385 cases this time, but those 1,385 occurred, slowly over, quite a few weeks, starting in around October.
Riley said the 46 new cases in just 1 week is a significant statistical increase, which has neighboring public health directors concerned about community spread.
So we're seeing a lot of increased activity just to the east of Kentucky River District and to the west of Kentucky River District.
To avoid feeling the worst effects of the flu, health officials say vaccination is the best defense.
It's not too late to get your flu shot. If you haven't been vaccinated, get vaccinated.
He advised other safeguards: frequent hand washing, covering coughs and sneezes, and staying home when sick. Zach Hawk, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, the CDC recommends receiving your flu shot in October or November each year. Public Health Director Tammy Riley tells us that if you choose to get a flu shot now, you can still get another one in the fall. One Magoffin County business owner is expanding his investment in the place he calls home as Prohibition Coffee Shop pops up on Restaurant Row. Justin Darnell spoke the space to life, a new speakeasy-themed kava shop next to Appalachian Smoke in Salyersville. The 1920s themed atmosphere was an important factor for Darnell as he worked to put the coffee shop in place, and now he says he's ready to open the doors by the end of the month.
So I've decided to plant my roots here. This is where I was born and this is where I'll stay, and this is just one more step in my continuing endeavors to bring more businesses to Magoffin County.
Darnell says he's excited to open the doors and offer coffee, froyo, and local goods to the Salyersville community in a space unlike any they have seen. Recent construction in Harlan has uncovered one of the county's oldest cemeteries. Nicknamed the Secret Cemetery, the Turner Cemetery was hidden between several old buildings. The site houses 12 headstones, including one for prominent figure William Turner. Judge Executive Dan Mosley says they plan to preserve it.
Nothing's going to change. The only thing that changed was that the building that was shielding the cemetery from people even knowing it was here is now gone, and we hope that this property that was donated to the county can now be repurposed for something that's going to benefit our entire community.
Mosley says they want to fence off the gravesite and place a historical sign that explains the history of the cemetery. The suspension for horse trainer Bob Baffert started today. The Kentucky Horse Racing Commission issued it after Baffert's horse failed a Derby Day drug test. Baffert's legal team has been fighting the suspension for weeks now. On Friday, a court declined to stop it from taking effect. The suspension will last 90 days. Baffert is also facing a 2-year ban from Churchill Downs. We are getting our first look at the new Keeneland commemorative bottle from Maker's Mark. This year's bottle will raise money for Lex Arts and Horse Mania. The 3 bottles each have a unique design, with artwork by 3 artists, each showing the beauty and history of thoroughbred racing. The 3 bottles go on sale Friday, the opening day of Keeneland's Spring Meet. I don't know what Springland was. Anyway, Eastern Kentucky's own Noah Thompson is advancing to the top 24 in this season of ABC's American Idol. The Louisa native moved on after performing a country-inspired cover of Rihanna's Stay during the Showstopper round. We are told Thompson will be competing in Hawaii on Sunday for a spot in the top 20. There will be another watch party, we understand, in Louisa for Noah. Details are expected to come out later in the week. Noah said on Facebook tonight, quote, "I met so many amazing friends and artists on this journey, and I can't believe it's not over yet." Coming up on Mountain News at 11, the good times were rolling today at the Perry County Park as families came out to celebrate an early Easter.
And we're getting warmer as we head through this week, though it looks like we might have to contend with some rain chances and even storm chances as well. I'll break down the thread on the way next.
Keep going.